Today I'm going to show you how to install a Gopher wire basket through weed cloth. This includes cutting the weed cloth, putting it in the Gopher basket, digging the hole, putting in the plant, putting dirt back in, and buttoning back up the weed cloth so you don't get weeds popping through the areas where you made cuts. So this is where you start with. You place your plants out there on your weed cloth, then you spray paint the spots where you want the plants to go, because you have to set the plants aside. And then the first step is you make about a 16-inch incision. Now these are quart-sized plants, but the Gopher basket is a 1 gallon. So make these 16-inch diameter incisions. You flip back the corners and you use 6-inch lawn or garden staples to pin back each of those flaps. And you go ahead and you dig out the dirt with a curved shovel. Now you want to be really careful not to get too much dirt onto the weed cloth, because it just takes a little bit of dirt and weeds will grow on top of your weed cloth. So when I'm done, I sweep all the weed cloth and I even hose it down as well. Now as you're digging, it doesn't matter if it goes a little bit too deep. You can always put some dirt back in the hole. Now when you take this flat Gopher wire basket, you pull it apart like I'm doing here, and just put it in the hole. It can stick up about 1 inch or so, it's fine. And then you just start, if there's any extra dirt on the weed cloth, you push that in the hole and you just take your shovel and just start filling it in, and it's fine. If you get it inside the basket, no big deal. You're going to be scooping it out anyhow to get the optimal depth so your plant fits, sticks up just like a couple inches. So you press that down, and then you go ahead and get your plant. Oh, actually one last step here. You're going to use this Miracle Grow potting mix. You throw a little bit of that in there to help the plant out. And then you're going to get something called Sure Start. It's a starter fertilizer. Just a couple tablespoons is all it needs. Mix it up a little bit. Then you go ahead and make sure it's at a good depth. Take your plant out of the plastic container. Set it in there, stick it up just a little bit, and just hand scoop dirt around the edges. Kind of compact it a little bit. Now, if it's too low, you can actually push your fingers down the soil and grab the wire basket and pull up on it, wiggle it, so it's up a little bit. Because when you put your mulch or your bark down, you don't want to bury your plant accidentally. Okay, so then you go ahead and you pull out those little garden staples, 6-inch staples, out of each of the flaps, and you kind of button them back up. Put them back together as tight as you can, because you don't want a gap where weeds can get through, and you just shove that staple right back in on all 4 of the sides. Now what's really cool, if you're going to be adding a drip irrigation system, you can pull up one of those staples, shove the hose underneath, push the staple back down, and it'll hold the hose, the drip irrigation hose, in place. It's really cool. Now you just kind of use my feet and kind of stomp on it a little bit just to make sure it's firmly in there, like that. And you just do this for all your plants and put some bark on top, and this is the finished product. All those are